Hi, my name is Amanda Lamond. So before you buy any course in Udemy, obviously you want to know who your instructor is. And I know in terms of the courses that I take, who the instructor is actually more important than the content of the course, because we learn from people that we have an energetic resonance with when we like their style of presenting. And we're not going to learn from someone where it feels like it's discordant with who we are. You may notice I have a South African accent. I live in Cape Town, South Africa, and feel very lucky to do so because I think it's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. In terms of knowing a little bit about my journey, after school I did a degree in English, French, and Italian, and then I decided to study law. During my first year of law, I loved it. I loved the theory of law. Jurisprudence was one of my favorite subjects, so making sense of the philosophy of law and why we have a legal system, I was always drawn to that side of things, the philosophical side of things, not as much as the practical, although I saw how they have to intersect. However, my experience of law school was pretty stressful, and I've spoken about that in another video because I had a drug and alcohol problem, not as a result of law school, but just like many people, I was running to numb and hide from dealing with being in the world and not knowing how to be authentically in the world and how to feel my feelings. But miraculously, I did manage to get clean and finish my law degree and then do internship at a large law firm. That was a very interesting period of time and very challenging being in a large law firm with all that entails. So I ended up at the end of that running for the hills, and I ran a college for students from townships, which was incredibly tough, but it was amazing and it felt like soul work. And over the next few years, I did things like I lectured in law. I was an attorney again briefly. I was a facilitator of corporate leadership programs, and then I moved into organizational development because I'm fascinated with the culture of organizations, and then into life coaching. In everything I've done, I challenge the status quo because it's really important to me to pioneer new ways of thinking and being that better serve the world as it is now. I knew that I was meant to be a teacher, and it was about 2012 when I had this vision to create a conscious law center, and I set up the Center for Integrative Law, training lawyers in how to see their role in society differently and how to view conflict differently. And I've done a number of things over the years, conferences for lawyers, I've run a network for women lawyers, trained lawyers in neuroscience, a host of things. So really, I teach lawyers how to integrate their physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual selves so that they're able to practice in alignment with who they are, because so often that's what's missing. People are successful in their careers, but they realize they haven't created a successful life and that it is not authentic to who they are. They're burnt out, they're exhausted, and they're not bringing who they really are to what they do. And at the same time as helping lawyers and other people who deal in conflict resolution, I also learn all of these things myself because we always teach what we most need to learn. I care deeply about facilitating the emergence of a healthier legal system that serves the lawyers and that serves society at large. And I have to say, I love what I do, which is a privilege. I hope that you will, if you do resonate with me, take this course and have a look for the other courses that you will find on Udemy, in which I instruct lawyers how to find a different way of being in the world.